Who's the best shooting guard in the entire NBA? This is a question asked by many NBA fans around the world. Today, we're gonna answer that. So the way to determine who's the best shooting guard in the entire NBA, of course, today we're gonna be doing a tier list. I did this for point guards last week. Y'all seem to enjoy that video. So today we're gonna do shooting guards, and down the line, we'll probably do all the positions. If you guys didn't see the point guard video, how this is gonna work is we have 6 different tiers from generational talent all the way down to below average. And by the end of the video, we'll find out who the #1 shooting guard in the entire NBA is, and we'll also find out who's the worst shooting guard in the entire NBA. Of course, not every single shooting guard is going to be ranked today. Like if you're getting like 2 minutes per game, you're not going to be on this, but a lot of the shooting guards are in this. And real quick, make sure you're subscribed because 90% of my viewers are actually not subscribed. That helps out a lot more than you think. Starting off with the first shooting guard, we of course have Devin Booker. And to be honest, shooting guard is kind of weird. Like for point guard, we had you know, Luka, SGA, actual MVP caliber players. Shooting guard, we don't really have that, and Devin Booker is kind of at the top of the list when it comes to shooting guards. So he'll go in generational talent when it comes to shooting guards because, to be honest, he might be the best one. I mean, there's a few others that are gonna possibly take this #1 spot from him, but we'll put Booker up at the top for now. Next up, oh man, Jordan Poole. Now, if you guys don't know, I am a Warriors fan, so you know, seeing him leave, go to Washington, where he basically has this whole offense to himself, and then he just didn't pan out. I mean, it's interesting. Now he's off the bench. They're benching him now. Like, it's getting crazy. I don't even know where to put him because we thought Poole could be like an all-star caliber player. I guess Washington might have thought he could be a franchise player, but clearly he is just, I put him in average because I know there's going to be worse shooting guards, but he's pretty low right now. So we'll put him in average for now. We might move him later. Next up is Josh Giddey. So we got some interesting players to start this video, and Josh Giddey, if this was last year, I would probably say above average, and I would probably project him to be an all-star, and I still kind of am. I think he could be all-star. I don't think he'll ever be franchise player or generational talent, but I think he has all-star type potential. But this year, Josh Giddey's been really bad. He has not been that good. So I mean, I'm either going to put him in average or above average. I'll put him 1 spot above Jordan Poole for now, but we might end up bumping him up later once I see where all the players fall. Next up, we have Tyler Hero. And when it comes to shooting guards, there's not many that are better than him, if I'm being quite honest. I'm going to put him in the all-star tier. I know he has never been an all-star, but don't worry about the names too much. Worry about more so where the players are being ranked, you know, comparatively to each other. So, I mean, I got him, you know, 2 tiers below Booker, but 2 tiers above Jordan Poole. I think that's fine. Next up, we got an interesting one. We got Bradley Beal. And if this was like 2 years ago, I'm probably putting him in franchise player because he was that. But now, I mean, bro, he gets injured way too much for me. And I don't know if y'all want me to rank these guys based on, you know, if they're completely healthy. But with Bradley Beal, I just can't because he gets injured literally like every other game. I would rather have Tyler Hero than him. So we're gonna go Tyler Hero over Bradley Beal. And also something I did for the point guard ranking, so I'll kind of mention that for this, is who would I rather have for the rest of the season, including playoffs. That's kind of how I did my rankings. So that's what we'll be doing in this video. Now we have Donovan Mitchell, and you guys already know he's one of the best shooting guards in the league. Do I put him above Devin Booker? Because when we talk about shooting guards, I think there's like probably 3 that can compete for this #1 spot. Donovan Mitchell is one of them. And man, the Cavs are the 2 seed right now. They were missing Garland. They were missing Mobley for a while. I feel like you got to give it to Mitchell. Oh man, let me think about this. I feel like this could really go either way. Let me know in the comments. Are y'all going Donovan Mitchell or Devin Booker? See, I feel like the numbers would make you go Mitchell, especially considering the season that he's been having. I feel like Booker kind of started slow, but again, this is kind of more of a projection for rest of season. I'm gonna go Booker. That's just what my gut's telling me. My instincts are telling me go Booker over Donovan Mitchell. So that's what I'm gonna do. But if you go Mitchell, I would not be mad. Like, it's very, very close. Next up, we have Austin Reeves, who I'll put in above average. I feel like he perfectly fits here because I don't think he's in the same tier as, you know, Jordan Poole and these guys, but he's definitely not on like that Tyler Hero level. So I think above average is perfect for him. Now we have Jaylen Brown, who for the Celtics, he plays small forward. So do I want to rank him in the shooting guards? Yeah, we're going to save him for the small forward video. So I'm just going to put him at the bottom. Next up, we have Marcus Smart, who he's kind of a point guard, but the Grizzlies have Ja Morant. So I don't know. Ja's also missed time. So is Marcus Smart, but we'll rank him for the shooting guards. because I don't think I did for the point guard. So for Marcus Smart, I think he's above average. I'll put him right behind Austin Reeves, but you can put him above him if you want. I would not be mad. That is going to be my ranking. Grayson Allen. This year he's been really good. I think Grayson Allen for shooting guards, I think he's above average. I think you could put Grayson Allen above average. I'll put him below Marcus Smart, but I think he plays his role almost to perfection. He's been so good this year. Now we have Anthony Edwards. Man, where do we put him? Do we put him number 1, number 2, or number 3? Let me know in the comments real quick. How would y'all rank these 3? Booker, Mitchell, Ant. Now, because these rankings are for this season, it's not for next season, it's not for the next 5 years, I think I'm gonna put Ant last. And also this kind of has to do with my gut. Who would I rather have? I'm gonna put Ant third, but bro, this could go any way. If you put Ant 1, I would not be mad. Like if you had the order like this, like I would not be mad. If you had Booker last, I wouldn't care. Like they're all so close. I feel like it's actually such a tough like start bench cut. Like I feel like this is a tough one for me. I'm gonna put Ant third because this is a rest of season type of ranking. And if with Ant, I have yet to really see it with him in the playoffs, but easily by the start of next year, he could be the number 1 shooting guard. We just don't know what's gonna happen in the playoffs. For now, I'm gonna have him at 3. Next up, we have Herbert Jones, who to me is more of a small forward, but the Pelicans are just such a big team that he kind of runs the 2. So we will rank him with the shooting guards. Herb Jones, a guy that I like a lot. He has really good defense, really good length. Shit, where do I want to put him? I'm gonna put Herbert Jones 1 spot behind Grayson Allen. I actually just looked, and Grayson Allen is shooting 49% from 3 right now. I knew it was good, but that's crazy. Quentin Grimes, sorry, but we're gonna be putting you in the below average tier. Gary Harris, I mean, I feel like he too kind of just belongs in the below average tier at this point in time. You could say average, it doesn't matter. He's towards the bottom. Anthony Simons. Okay, he could be franchise player. I think Anthony Simons could be franchise player. I think him and Tyler Hero are similar. So maybe at the end, once I see where everyone is, maybe I'll put them in the same tier. But yeah, I think Anthony could be our first franchise. And that doesn't mean that I think a team should build around him, because they shouldn't. But just for the tiers, that's where I think he perfectly falls. Don't go based off the name of the tier too much. Next up, we have Kevin Huerter, who I'm going to say he's just average. He's just an average shooting guard at this point in time. Devin Vassell, if you guys aren't too in tune with the NBA, but if you're watching this video, you probably are. He's a really underrated player. He plays for the Spurs, obviously, who don't get too much shine. They've been getting a little bit more, obviously, because Wemby's there. But I'm going to put Devin Vassell up in the all-star tier. Of course, he's not an all-star, but just that's where he falls, like right behind Bradley Beal, ahead of, Austin Reeves. Devin Vassell fits in there perfectly. Jordan Clarkson is an interesting one who I think you could put at the top of above average. I think he fits perfectly in this tier with these players. Now we have Zach LaVine. He's out. Like we know, he's done for the season, but I'm gonna rank him as if he wasn't, because injuries, that's just kind of messed up. What would I put him? Would I just unrank him? Like, we're not gonna do that. So Zach LaVine, I think he could also go in that franchise player tier, like I guess 1 spot above Anthony Simons. We have KCP, and he is one of the most interesting players to rank just because he doesn't put up crazy numbers. So if you're a box score watcher or whatever, you're not actually watching the games and you just look at the numbers, you'd probably put him in like below average. But he has some of the best perimeter defense, some of the best, screen navigation out of a lot of the shooting guards. I think I'm going to put him 1 spot above Austin Reeves. Like if I was a manager of a team or whatever, I think I'd take KCP because he plays his role to basically perfection. And I know some of y'all are going to say, that's crazy. He's averaging like 9 or 10 points per game, but his defense is crazy. He does exactly what the Nuggets need him to do. And again, some of y'all might have him down in average, but for me, I'm gonna be high on KCP and I'm gonna put him up and above average because I think he is that type of player. Next up, we have Jaden Ivey, who's a weird one because the Pistons suck and he's starting to get more run lately. He's been pretty solid lately. Rest of season, where would I put him? Jaden Ivey. I think I'm going to put Jaden Ivey in the average tier, and I'm going to put him right behind Josh Giddey, who I might end up moving Josh Giddey higher once we get to the end. But for now, we're going to put Jaden Ivey in the average tier. And next up, we have Klay Thompson. Again, I'm a Warriors fan, so I'm not going to try to be biased, but y'all are probably going to say I'm biased. It's Klay Thompson. He's shooting 38% from 3, which is good. But for him, people expect him to shoot over 40. So, and I don't know, there's a lot of bad media around him. Yeah, he takes some questionable shots. He's still averaging 17 points per game, which a lot of these guys aren't doing. So for Klay Thompson, I actually got to think about this. I already know what the comments are going to say. Solo has no credibility because of his Klay Thompson ranking. I don't care. I know the media be blasting him, so it makes a lot of people think he's the worst player in the NBA. I'm putting Klay Thompson in All-Star because, bro, I just can't put him behind Jordan Clarkson. They're a very similar player. Jordan Clarkson is shooting like 30% from three, barely shooting 30% from three. Like, I just can't do it. I can't put him behind Jordan Clarkson. I'm not going to put him above these players right now, but I'm going to put Klay right. I feel like it's the perfect spot. And I know some people are going to be mad. They're going to be like, Grayson Allen would be a better version of Klay Thompson if he was in the Warriors. I don't think so. Maybe that's true. But I'm going to put Klay up here. I know that's going to make some people mad. It's my ranking. It's fine. We have one of the most bipolar players in the entire NBA. I've had him on my fantasy basketball team for like majority of the year. So I've been watching him pretty closely. He either goes off or he shits the bed. And odds are he shits the bed and doesn't have a great game. We got Jalen Green. And I'm going to put Jalen Green like right above Grayson Allen, which that even feels weird because Grayson Allen's having such a good year. But yeah, we're going to put Jalen Green right above Grayson Allen. And honestly, I'm going to have to tweak this list at the end. So it's not final by any means. We got DeJounte Murray, who's one of the best shooting guards in the entire league. I'm going to put him one spot above Anthony. I know some of y'all are going to not like that. You're going to say Anthony should be above him. But when it comes to DeJounte's defensive capabilities, his point guard capabilities with his passing, and then his score, like he's just such a complete shooting guard, probably a top 5 shooting guard in the entire NBA, top 6-ish. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for him. You could even argue above LaVine, but I'm gonna have him like right here between LaVine and Anthony. Next up, we got Gary Trent, pretty solid defensively, offensively, pretty shaky. I'm gonna put him in average. I think he is a solid shooting guard, but nothing special. Cam Thomas, a guy that, you know, some people might have him ranked in the All-Star tier. Maybe him franchise. Nah, no one's gonna have that, but he's a very tough player to rank. Cam Thomas, a player that's averaging 20 points per game on a weird team, doesn't play a lot of defense. For me, I'll put him one spot above Jalen Green. I think they're very similar players at this point in time, and Cam Thomas is just putting up better numbers as of right now, so I'll give him the edge. Next up, we have Cody Martin. These are kind of the guys that I added to the tier list myself because they didn't have all the shooting guards, so we're gonna put Cody Martin in below average. Bogdan Bogdanovic is having a great season. I'm gonna put him up here right behind Klay. Some of you are gonna be shocked, and no, I do not think Bogdan Bogdanovic is an all-star, but when you talk about the players, I think this is the right spot for him to be in, ahead of Jordan Clarkson, behind Klay Thompson. Some people might even say above Klay, but I think this is the right spot for him. For those of y'all that aren't completely tapped in with Bogdan, he's having a great year on great efficiency. He's averaging like 17 points per game. He's not just he is a role player, but he's doing a really good job in that role, I guess. Next up, Derek White. I mean, let's just face the facts. He's a generational talent. Derek White is the best shooting guard in the NBA. I'm just kidding. I mean, so this is the thing about Derek White. This is the thing. He started off great. You know what I'm saying? He was getting all the buzz. People saying Derek White should be an all-star. Derek White is insane. He's underrated and all that. He is, but that doesn't mean I'm going to put him in franchise player, because is he a franchise player? No, he's an elite role player. Both sides of the ball. Doesn't, ask for much, just gets the job done. I'm going to put Derek White. I'll put him, see, I don't know. I like Tyler Hero a lot, so I kind of struggle to put Derek White above him. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to put him above Beal, though, because I just don't trust Beal's injuries. If Beal is fully healthy, I mean, the guy's probably up in franchise player, like up here, but I mean, we just can't trust him at this point in time. Next up, we got Ayo. I mean, he's a weird one to rank. I'll probably put him like right above Kevin Huerter, I guess. Brandon Podziemski, my guy. Had to include him on the list because they didn't have him originally. We're gonna put AirPods. Ooh, he's a weird one. Is he above average at this point in time? Probably not. We'll put him like, I'm gonna put him right above Jaden Ivey. Some of y'all are not gonna like that, but I just think Pods just plays the game the right way. He's really efficient. He's not gonna just chuck shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those safe, efficient players that will hit the open man and just, I don't know. I like that about him. So I'm going to put him in average for now, and I think that's a perfect spot. Next up, we got Terrence Mann. Man's solid in his role, but when you're playing with Harden, Kawhi, and PG, you just can't, you're not going to get much. You're not going to get much right now. I'm going to put him in below average. I think down the line he could be better, but we'll put him in below average. Desmond Bane. And this is a player that, again, they didn't have in the original tier list, so I had to add him in for some reason. I don't know why he wasn't on the list, because he's definitely a shooting guard and he's one of the best. So I would put him up in franchise player, and I'm going to put Desmond Bane above Anthony. Ooh, I'm not going to go above DeJounte. I'm pretty high on DeJounte. I like his defensive capability. I like his just complete game, whereas I think Bane, he's got the shorter wingspan, one of the shortest in the NBA, and he's crazy offensively, really good three-point shooter. I'll put him one spot above Anthony. Next up, we have Malik Beasley, who's like a slightly worse Grayson Allen. They shoot really good from three. They play their roles good alongside superstars. I'll put Malik Beasley in the top of average. Next up, we have CJ McCollum, who for the Pelicans plays point guard, but I did not have him in my point guard tier list, and he just is a shooting guard, but for them, he plays point guard. So we're going to rank him in today's video. I'm going to put CJ McCollum. I think he's debatable with up here, you know, Beal, D. White, Tyler Hero, Anthony. I'm going to put him up in the franchise player tier, but at the back end of it. Next up, we got Donte DiVincenzo, who's been going crazy for the Knicks. I don't want to be too recency biased, so I'm not going to be. But Donte, he's low-key average. He's low-key an average guy. We'll put Donte DiVincenzo one spot above Gary Trent. All right, I want to say I already am seeing some changes that I need to make. I'm going to wait to make them at the end because some players I low-key have ranked way off. We only have 3 more to go because everyone else is either not a shooting guard but is on here for some reason, or I already ranked them and there's like 2 of them. So we got Jalen Suggs, who I will put at the, I don't even know. I'll put him at the back of average. You guys can't even see him right now. You'll be able to see him at the end though. Buddy Hield, a player that is one of my favorites. I'm gonna be a little higher on him, and I'm gonna put Buddy Hield up here in the above average for now. I'm probably gonna move it around at the end, but for now we're gonna put him there. Colin Sexton, he's definitely above average. Not all-star, but honestly, I'll put Colin Sexton at the front of above average. Okay, so now give me a second and let me finalize these rankings and move a lot of these players around. Okay, so I just made a ton of changes and I even added one more row at the bottom here just to spread everything out. So some of the main changes, Cam Thomas, I think I bumped up. We also bumped Bogdanovich down a tier and Sexton up above Bogdan. I moved up Austin Reeves. I also bumped up Herb Jones a lot. Jalen Green got bumped down. I think Jordan Poole might have got bumped down. I realized Jordan Poole and Jalen Green have kind of similar numbers, so they should kind of be closer. Jalen Green's numbers are slightly better. It's tough to rank all these guys. But yeah, Herb Jones, some guys, I like their defense, like Marcus Smart, Herb Jones, so I bumped them up, KCP. And then, you know, Cam Thomas is averaging 20, so I put him, you know, up higher. But yeah, this is my rankings. Let me know what y'all think. What is the craziest thing about this? What did I get completely wrong? Let me know in the comments below. And if y'all are genuinely watching these videos through to the end, comment down below if y'all want to see me do any other position, because I could do small forward, power forward, and center still. Let me know and I will definitely drop that if I see comments about it. Watch the point guard tier list if you haven't already. I posted it last week. Sub if you guys haven't, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.